Hi guys, Miss Goldsby here. Short video, give you some tips about the lesson that you have for today. So on Monday and Tuesday, you are assigned to do lesson 1, Microsoft Word Tour, and some typing. And your status should say completed. So that is your goal. Sometimes I check completion of a lesson, and if it says in progress or started, then I would consider you not done. Remember, before you start a lesson, you need to open up the worksheet. So here's the worksheet. Some people are not doing the worksheets at all. They're worth 100 points, and that is really hurting some people's grade. So you open up the worksheet first before you do the lesson. Click on the worksheet, opens up in a new tab. There's 28 entries on this worksheet. You should have the first 10 done already. And we're starting lesson 2, working with text. Pop back to the program. Start my lesson. Now, when we're working on Microsoft Word, PowerPoint, things like that, they are going to give you attachments. So let's get started. I turn down the volume or it glitches my talking. So we're using Microsoft Word. We're going to edit and complete a questionnaire. And yes, you're going to turn it in for a grade. And yes, you will use the file again in the next unit. So make sure you do it. Okay. Step 1 is always the same. Rearrange your windows so you can do what you want there. And step 2, download and open attachment. Remember, when there are steps, they want you to do something. All right, so download the questionnaire, docx, attachment above, and open it in Microsoft Word. Here's a hint. Don't know how to do it. And number 1, click the Attachments tab. Number 2, click on the desired document to open it. Close hint. I would say AES gives very explicit instructions. You just need to follow along with them. And I'm happy to report it appears that, and they didn't tell me this, but I have a Chromebook at home, a student Chromebook, and it looks like they actually installed the extension for Office. And let me escape out here for a minute. You find your extensions here. Now I'm working on a Windows machine right now, but you can see this is an extension for Screencastify, extension for ClassLink, something I use called Cami, my Bitmoji, and so on and so forth. Now if you have a school Chromebook, if you look up here, there is a little, I pinned mine actually. You might have to click here. So here's a puzzle piece. You click on it, it shows you your extensions. Now on the school Chromebook, I clicked on the puzzle piece and it says Office Editing for Docs, Sheets, and Slides. So it should be on there. If you click on the pin, it pins it up here. And that should make things a lot easier for those of you using a school Chromebook. All right, so back, if you need more help with that, just let me know. Maybe I'll make a video about it if enough people need help. All right, so I'm going to click on attachments and I'm going to click on the questionnaire. And where does it go? It downloads down to the bottom left. So there it is. On a Chromebook, it, I think, goes over here. All right, now let me make this full screen again. Allow access or enable editing for messages you may get. Here's a hint. And you will, anytime you download off the internet, you're going to get this gold yellowish bar and you need to enable editing. So let me, then it says position word, so you can see these instructions. Your screen should look something like this. Well, you know, I pop back and forth to this window, to that window. So whatever works for you, do it. So here I am, I'm going to click on this. And since it came off the internet, I have this enable editing. Yes, I'm going to click it. Now, Everybody's computer is probably a little bit different. You can see my file name, student material, questionnaire, unit 1, lesson 2 questionnaire, saved to this PC. Where's it saved right now? Into my downloads. Now, yours might save into your OneDrive. I don't know. It depends on how you have it set up. So, also, there's autosave. I like to have mine off personally, but that's up to you. If you're using the Office 365, it's probably on. There's a save here, and there's a save here. We'll talk more about that in a second. All right, I'm going to minimize this. I'm actually going to close this. And let me go back to my lesson. All right, so let's go next. Save your file. Click the File tab, click Save As, save your file to the proper folder location. Now, once again, let me hit Next and see what is still here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and pause this. So as far as saving goes, I would recommend that you save your work wherever is best for you. If I know I'm going to have to turn in a file to somebody, which you are going to have to turn this in to me, I like to save things to my desktop, but that's just me. So I'm going to go to File, I'm going to go to Save As. Another thing you might want to do is add your name, so you know, hey, I'm working on this file. Because what can happen, notice we're in downloads, people get confused and they can't find their file. I like to actually erase this, and then I'm going to add my name. And I don't want it in downloads, so where do you want it? You want it on your OneDrive? You want it on your PC? And that's up to you. So I'm actually going to go ahead and put mine on this PC, and I'm going to put mine on my desktop. That way, since I know I'm going to turn it in, I can find it there. So when I hit save, it's saving it. And I'm going to minimize this so you guys can see it on my desktop. And where did it go? Right here it is. So I'm going to questionnaire Nicole, so I know what I'm working on there. I mean, another good place to save it would be in your, move this out of the way. Another good place to save it would be in your documents, or of course your OneDrive. All right, now let's move on. I don't want this to be too long, so I'm just going to say a few more things. You do have a worksheet. You'll find the answer to question 1A and 1B on the screen, and I'm going to play it. And it's talking about cursors and insertion points. I have the volume down on this because when I have it up, it glitches what I'm saying. So here is your answer to what is an insertion point. It's the blinking vertical line where text will appear when you start typing. Here's your answer to, I don't know which one's 1A, which one's 1B. I'm not going to look right now. Cursor is a small picture whose location on the screen is controlled by the mouse. So you go ahead and you fill in your worksheet. I would save your worksheet too. And yes, that's going to count for a grade. And yes, it is going to go in quarter 2, which will be good for some people. All right, now I'm going to go ahead and go to the next one. Now you have instructions. Fill in your first name. Using the cursor, click at the end of the first line. Notice the insertion point right there. If the insertion point is not at the end of the first line, then use the keyboard arrow keys to move it to the correct location. Enter your first name at the insertion point. Verify your document looks similar to this image. Okay, and it shows you what to do. So, in your Word file, you are going to simply click here and type in your first name. Easy. Whoops, if you can spell. Now, I would not go and just type in this information because they might have you delete one of these, they might have you move this, so you need to follow along with the instructions. So fill in your first name, then fill in your last name, and it gives you some more instructions. I'm going to go here, fill in your grade and age, and then you have this. So we can pretty confidently go ahead and fill in our last name, put in your grade, whether it's 7th or 8th, put in your age, maybe you're 13, 14, 12, I don't know. And of course, you want to save it. Now, I have automatic saving on right now. All right, so go ahead, continue in on this. It's an easy assignment, shouldn't have any trouble with it, and you should be able to get it done today on Wednesday. Over and out.